What's going on, everybody? Mike Lewis here. Listen, I wanted to bring some information to you real quick. A couple days ago, something like really frustrating happened to me as we were preparing to do some videos and everything for the nail salon. We were getting ready to record some videos, and literally right before we were getting ready to hit record, my hard drive, I accidentally knocked my hard drive off the table, and it basically was destroyed. Right now, to some of y'all may be thinking like, okay, it's not a big deal, it's a hard drive, get another one. The challenge though is that this hard drive had literally everything, all my trainings, all my videos, all my documents, my contracts, everything over the past at least no less than 13 years. So I was stumped, like for real, y'all. I was so distraught and stumped and just so upset about this. And so I took it in to, see if the professionals can look at it and try to, retrieve my information. And so it got to the point where they were like, your hard drive is damaged, but it's possible that we may be able to send it off and see if they can do something. But just give you the heads up, it's going to cost a pretty penny to get it done. I said, okay, let me at least send it off, because again, it's one thing if it wasn't, if it was just a few bits and pieces of information. But y'all, like this, when I tell y'all know me, like I do a lot of leadership development coaching. I do public speaking, help those that are looking to get into public speaking. Listen, y'all, I do a ton of things, and everything that I've created over the years was on this hard drive, right? And so I was like, okay, go ahead and send it off and let me know, what it's looking like to get it done. So a couple days pass, and I'm literally racking my brain, because what I don't like to do is store all this information onto my computer, because of course, it clouds it up. So I'm like, man, I gotta get another hard drive. I gotta get something that I can contain my information, because I don't want to stop creating the content and the information, but I have to be able to have something to store it. So as I was trying to, find another hard drive, my man calls me and was like, hey, we got word back. This was a few days later. He said, we got word back from, the company. They said, the good thing is they're able to retrieve some things, not all of them. So we just want to know, like, what exactly do you want to keep? And I'm like, to myself, I'm like, yo, I want to keep everything. What you talking about? What do I want to keep? I want to keep everything. So he said, okay, I'll call him back, let him know. But just to give you a heads up, he said it's going to cost, just from what he's looking at, it's going to cost anywhere from about $3,000 to maybe $5,000 to get this done. I said, man, I tell you what, at that point, I'm like, I'm gonna count it as an L, right? So I said, okay, just go ahead and send it back. I chuck it up as a loss, and I have to get another hard drive. So here's the thing. So a couple days pass, and I'm sitting here and I'm thinking about it. I said, man, what lesson can I learn from this experience, right? Because everybody that knows me, they know like everything is a lesson with me. Absolutely everything is a lesson. So I came up with three simple lessons, or three simple principles that I learned from this experience. And I want to give them to you, because I think they're really beneficial. So we're going to talk about the life lessons that I caught by my hard drive, right? And I was thinking about it. I said, man, life lessons that my hard drive taught me. But I said, man, I caught these lessons, right? I caught these lessons as a result of damaging this hard drive. And so the first thing that I want to bring to your mind, however, is again a principle that a lot of times we don't really think about. Okay. And this is coming from Mark chapter 2, verses 21 through 22. It should be 22. It says, no one sews a patch of unshrunk or new cloth on an old garment. Otherwise, the patch pulls away from it, the new from the old, and the tear becomes worse. No one puts new wine into old wineskins. Otherwise, the fermented wine will expand and burst the skins, and the wine is lost as well as the wine skin. But new wine must be put into new wine skins. Now, I want you to think about that for a second. And I want you to ask yourself this question. How many times have you in your own life put new wine into old wine skin, right? How many times have you put new wine into old wine skins only to lose the quality of the quote unquote wine that you're putting in this old wine skin? So I want to bring 3 basic principles that I learned as a result of damaging this hard drive. All right. So the first thing that I want you to keep in mind is that whenever you are in a situation, I want you to always be mindful of the fact that there's going to be times when you have to replace the old with the new. You have to replace the old with the new. You cannot go into, now we're getting ready to embark into 2022. You cannot become everything that you desire to become being the old you. The things that hindered you in 2021, you have to be intentional about letting those things go so you can become someone new in 2022. So replace the old with the new. So what I had to do in my situation, as much frustration as it caused me, I had to invest into another hard drive. I had to invest into another piece of software, obviously, that I can house all of my content, my documents, and so forth. What I could not do is remain stagnant and not do anything. Is that making sense? And so I had to replace the old with the new. Did I retrieve my information from before? Absolutely not. But the interesting thing about it was the information, my dogs came in here, the information that was on that hard drive was something that I created. Therefore, it's still here, right? I just had to replace the hard drive in which I had it stored. So always keep that in mind. You want to replace the old with the new. All right. The second thing that I want you to do is I want you to learn how to protect your value by becoming a person of value every day, or becoming a better person every single day. Just like what I was just talking about, you have to increase your value every single day. I wake up every single day intentional about becoming a better person today than I was the person the day before. Why? Because there's legacy riding on my obedience to what God has called me to do. Therefore, I have to become someone better today than I was yesterday. And it may be a very little small thing, right? And sometimes we think it has to be a big major accomplishment. And that's not always the case. If you make progress today that you refuse to make yesterday, you've become a better person, right? If you learn how to communicate effective or more effectively with the individual that you had an argument with yesterday, then you become a better person. So you have to be intentional about this. Protect your value by becoming a better person every single day. When I thought that I lost all of that information, in reality, I didn't lose it. I just lost easier access to it by having it stored on that flash drive or that hard drive, right? But in true form, I still have the information. The information is here. I can regurgitate the information. I just have to take a little bit more time and process exactly how I had it. But at the same time, do I want the old information? Are you with me? The principles are still the same, but do I want the old information, or is this an opportunity for me to revamp absolutely everything and deliver new and relevant content for you that looks nothing like it used to when I taught it before? So always become a better person today than you were yesterday. And the third thing is understand that you have to get to a point where you're not so attached to something that you miss out on what's next and what's possibly greater for your life. This is not always easy to do because we become attached to things, right? We become attached to those things that we believe are detrimental or that are irreplaceable. The truth of the matter is the hard drive is replaceable. It was replaceable. It's been replaced. But for a small season, couple days, right? I got to the point where I realized I was so attached to this thing that I didn't want to let go, and I didn't want to even ponder on the possibility of getting a new one because I wanted to make sure that I can retrieve all the old content. But that was keeping me at a standstill. So I had to make a decision. Was I going to become so attached to that hard drive that I wasn't even willing to go out and get another one to house new information? Or was I going to go ahead and bite the bullet, take the L, get a new hard drive, so now I can continue to do what it is that God has called me to do and move more efficiently and more effectively? All right. So that was a choice that I had to make. So I wanted to come on here really, really quick. And I just wanted to share that those three basic principles that I learned as a result of accidentally. It was an accident, man. It was an accident. But I wanted to come on here and give you those three basic principles that I learned as a result of damaging that hard drive. So hopefully that was beneficial to you guys. I want to hear from you. Let me know down below, what was your key takeaway? Make sure you follow me on of course social media. Any questions, comments, anything you want to add to that, please definitely comment with that below. But reach out to me, you guys. Mike Lewis Inc. You can find all of those trainings that I had. You have some on there. My book, The Lion's Den. Listen, you guys, if you have not gotten a copy of The Lion's Den, hold on one second. If you have not gotten a copy of The Lion's Den, I want you to get your hands on a copy of this book. Okay, I want you to get your hands on a copy of this book. One of the things that I value in my own life is the ability to go through challenging times, but use those times as leverage to become a better person. Again, we just talked about it, to become a better person today than I was the person yesterday. The things that you've gone through in your life, you've gone through them for a reason. And what I do in The Lion's Den is I show you exactly how to capitalize on those, a lot of times very, very damaging or potentially damaging experiences. And I show you how to use those to develop the character that you need to have in order to go to the next level in your life. So get your hands on a copy of that book, right? The second thing is, if you haven't done so already, just recently, as a matter of fact, I released the Men's Mental Health Legacy Journal for men. It's beneficial for anybody, but I really released it for men to commemorate the mental health, or the National Mental Health Men's Awareness Month, right? I probably said that all wrong, but to commemorate that, I wanted to make sure that I had something available so men can come together, discuss the issues that we all have, and be able to comfortably express those things. A lot of times as men, we have a hard time expressing what we're going through. So what better way to do that than to write those thoughts down? And then when you're comfortable enough, then you can go and you can bring it to the brothers and say, hey man, I'm dealing with some things. Let's talk about it. All right. So get your hands on that. That can be found on Amazon as well. Okay. So hopefully that's all I have right now, but hopefully this was value added. And if it was, again, let me hear from you below. What was your greatest takeaway? What is something that you can add to it? And as always, you already know how I do it, you guys. When you are living in your purpose, there's no such thing as competition. Until next time, take care. God bless.